Ever looked at a BTEC grade and thought, how on earth did they come up with that? You are definitely not alone. Well, today we're going to crack that code and figure out how those final grades are actually calculated. Let's get right into it. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way right now. The biggest misconception about BTEC grades. Is your final result just a simple average of all your unit scores? I mean, it sounds logical, right? But the truth is, it's a little different. Yeah, the answer is a big fat no. Forget about averages. The one word you need to burn into your brain when it comes to your BTEC is points. Everything, and I mean everything, boils down to how many points you've racked up along the way. So, to really get a handle on how these points work, let's zoom in and use a specific example, the BTEC Subsidiary Diploma. This is going to be our case study.
Now, this isn't just some small certificate, it's the real deal, equivalent to a full A-level. And the magic number to remember here is 360. That stands for guided learning hours, and it basically tells you the size of the entire qualification.
So, I want you to picture this. Your entire BTEC qualification is like this big, empty container. Your mission over your whole course is to fill that container right to the top with points. Okay, so you've got this container. How exactly do you fill it up? Well, you fill it with the building blocks of your course, all the individual units you're going to study. See, your course is made up of these different units, and they're not all the same. Some are bigger, so they're worth more, and some are smaller. But here's the part you absolutely cannot forget. A couple of these units are mandatory. And I am not kidding when I say mandatory. Seriously, you could get a distinction on everything else, but if you don't pass the mandatory ones, you don't get the qualification. Period. Think of them like the gates you have to get through to succeed. All right, so you're passing your units. That's great. But how does that actually, fill up our container? This is where your hard work gets turned into the official BTEC currency, points. It's actually a pretty simple three-step deal. First, you do the work and complete your assignments. Second, you get graded, pass, merit, or distinction. And third, that letter grade gets converted into a specific number of points. And check this out. This is where aiming high really, really pays off. For a typical unit, a pass will get you 9 points. A merit gets you 15. But a distinction, that's a massive 24 points. That's a huge jump, right? It just shows how much those top grades can supercharge your total score. All right, so you've been grinding away collecting points from all your units. Now it's time to add them all up. And remember, no complicated math here, no weird averages. It's just simple addition. Literally, all we do is take every single point you've earned from every single unit and add them together. That's it. That's your grand total. And that final number? Well, that's what decides your overall grade. You have to hit these magic numbers. To get a pass, you've got to get at least 36 points. For a merit, you need 52. For a distinction, 74. And for that top-tier distinction star, you need to hit a whopping 90 points. And this right here, this is where it all clicks. Understanding these thresholds, these goalposts, is the key. This is the aha moment where the whole system suddenly makes sense. Okay, so let's circle back to that big, confusing question from the start. Is it actually possible to get a fantastic distinction in one unit, but still end up with a pass for your final grade? Let's see. Let's walk through a real-life scenario. Imagine a student, right? They've done 4 units. In that first mandatory unit, they absolutely smashed it. A distinction. That's a fantastic 24 points in the bag. But in the other 3 units, they just scraped by with a pass. That's 9 points for each of those. So let's do the math here. 24 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. That gives us a grand total of 51 points. Okay, so what grade does 51 points actually get you? And this is the moment of truth. With 51 points, our student easily clears the bar for a pass. But just look how close they are to that merit threshold. They're just 1 point away. So even with that amazing distinction, the 3 passes held them back, and their overall grade is a pass. It's all about that final total, not the individual highs. Okay, so now that you know the rules of the game, how do you play to win? How can you use this information to build the grade you really want? It really boils down to a simple 3-part game plan. First, consistency is everything. A couple of pass grades can really drat down an awesome distinction, so you've got to aim high in every single unit. Second,
pay attention to the bigger units. They're the heavyweights, worth way more points, and they're your best chance to rack up your score. And third, keep score. Track your points as you go. That way you'll always know exactly where you stand and what you need to do next.
So from now on, when you think about your BTEC, just forget about averages. Think about it like you're a builder. Every assignment, every unit, it's just another block you're adding to the foundation of your future. So the main thing to remember is this: you build that future 1 point at a time.